Victor, you put your hand in the box. Youngest reaches out to you. Youngest is on top in the scenario, your hand's on the bottom. They're going up there. And it cuts to black. But unlike everyone else that is now floating in limbo, you see in front of you in a void-like dark space a grey fuzzy silhouette of what appears to be a person of about your height shape. And you hear them go, "Hi!"
Hello.
"It's me! You held my hand."
Oh, your youngest.
"Yeah! But you're not youngest, you're the middle one of your siblings."
Yes.
"What's that
Is
like?"
stressful.
It sounds chaotic. But I like making chaos into order. So, would you let me hold your hand again, and then I can help you and your friends?
Oh, I mean, sure.
Holds out an arm to you. You let the youngest touch you?
He'll grasp.
Grasp. You see the world around you dissolve like rain through an oil painting. And then you are in the middle of a memory, one of your memories. Victor, when is the last time you felt love and respect, either from yourself or somebody else close to you?
The last time would be just moments ago, just a few days ago, when his mother was sitting on the bed. But that's not the one that he immediately thinks of. About a year ago, Victor was in an academy, and he had gained some insight and learned economics. And for a moment there, he was excited. He, being the only child in the family that really didn't belong, he felt maybe this is a way for him to connect. And he remembers running home, well, getting a ride home. And this was during a breaks period when he walked in and he sat down and he said, "I can help with the business now, Father."
You see, as you stand, still holding the hand of the silhouette of youngest next to you as you observe yourself in this memory, saying, "I can help." Your father, Eric, is writing papers, doesn't look up to acknowledge you, and says, "What makes you think, with all that you have done at the academy to make us not trust you, that I would let you into the family business?" Looks up at you.
Because I'm the only one that understands numbers. And I'm the only one that really, truly understands what we do. But that's why you've hidden me so long. So many years, isn't it, Father?
Your brother helps me run the business. Astrid, your sister, is very good with numbers. Every time you go past one of the rooms with some of our exhibits, you disassociate and hurt yourself and others. I do not see how you would possibly think I would let you near any of the auctions. But you are a man now, and it is now your time to be useful. So maybe during the next auction at the New Fair Eve Ball, you can help behind the scenes with your brother or sister if you can convince them to take you. And just know that if you fail, you will be out of this house, and I will convince your mother of that fact truly.
He looks at his father and starts immediately to glance over his father's shoulder out a long window, and he says, Father, I've never once disappointed this family because I've never once been given a chance.
You have been given the greatest chance. You were born into the Ballantine estate, and every turn when you have had an opportunity, the best schools, the best breeding, the best money, you have squandered it with violence, with outbursts in public. You think that we have not had to cover up many of your incidences so you do not get removed from society. Do you know how much effort your brother, mother, and I have put in to ensure they don't cart you off to the loony bin? So don't you talk to me about deserving a place at the table when you have not even earned the right to earn my respect as a business owner.
You never give anybody a chance. And he looks straight at his father before he walks away. He says, you never even gave yourself a chance.
Victor, I do not know what you mean. I am married to a beautiful woman. I have sired four excellent children, and I am a man of wealth and status in this town.
You are a man of wealth and status because of mother. You squander this as if it was yours, but it's not.
I have earned the right.
You've earned nothing. Grandfather gave you this on a silver platter, and you think I am any different?
He stands up, walks around the desk, and looks as if he's going to raise a hand to you. He goes, no. You are not worth it. Outbursts and statements such as this, Victor, are why you'll never function in society such as ours. But I will let this comment go if you wish to still be useful to me and to your family.
I'll speak to mother. This is pointless talking to you anymore. And he walks away.
Your father says nothing, goes back to writing. Roll a read for me, please.
Mm-hmm. That's a 6 on the Gilded.
Lovely. When you staring on, know that you're in a memory, but you looking over your shoulder as you walk away from your father in this memory, see that he has been rattled by what you said, as you see his eyebrow slightly twitch as he keeps reading. For he has earned this position through marriage and has not earned this alone. But it does seem that no matter what you do, you can never earn his approval. Youngest stands by you, still holding your hand. Wow, your dad's mean.
Yes, he's... he believes he has to be in order to hold control of this place.
My ma said that control was a good thing, but if you give people too much control, then it hurts them, and if you don't give people enough control, it hurts them, and that always confused me. It seems like your father likes controlling everything, and he is annoyed he can't control you as much as he would like.
You said you have family.
So much. I miss them. It's why I like seeing other people's, because they left me all alone. I was left behind. And I would like to see them again.
Where are they?
Behind the flare. They got sealed away years and years ago. But I can't ever ask anyone to open the flare because it could be very dangerous for people to come into contact with other entities from there, because bleed hurts a lot of people. But not all bleed hurts people. You smell like my family, but different.
He looks straight at her, and he tries to almost look through her. And he just, knowing that she can read memories, he goes, so then what's behind the door?
What door?
He'll try to pull a memory back.
Youngest goes, oh, wait. If you try and do this while I'm channeling through you to help the others, it could hurt you. But I can help you, but it might hurt you.
I need to know. I need to know what's back there.
Okay, imagine you're taking the memory and throwing it against the wall in here. Like, boop, boop.
He'll turn and he'll try to imagine pulling the memory out.
Roll a sense roll for me, please.
Sounds good. It's a 4.
You pull the memory out of your head, and Youngest sort of fuzzes out of existence and tries to help you concentrate, grips your hand tighter, flooding you with more energy. You will take a bleed and a brain from doing this. What memory do we see that's now thrown onto the wall of the room and starts expanding around you?
It's a recent memory. It is the memory that he gathered, or it is when he went to reach for the door. He wants Youngest to hear the words that were said.
Youngest stands with you as you now stand over the shoulder of your sitting self from merely a day ago, yesterday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And Youngest goes, behind that door is family.
Your family?
I think so. It feels like there's something that my family is connected to in there. And maybe magic that you felt is magic from them. It feels like my frequency, but different. But because it's a memory, it's hard for me to tune in.
But the voice, was that familiar?
It's hard to tell. See, the thing when your family's infinite is your family can sound like everything, which means our voices and voice, when combined, can sound like anything. But it could be more, or it could be my family.
Would you lie to me?
Not knowingly, I wouldn't. I'm not omnipotent. I can only see what people see.
Right.
And what I see.
But if you saw something and didn't want to share with it because it would hide something, would you do it?
Victor, that's a very loaded question and I require context. I've heard humans like context. But if you're saying, would I ever do anything to knowingly hurt you by hiding something, then I'd say no.
But if you knew it wouldn't hurt me, would you hide it?
No. But if one of my family said they loved you, then maybe you are family.
How could I be family?
Okay, that I don't know. Because you are a human and I am definitely not.
So what is it?
Why's your house got so much creepy stuff in it?
Oh. My family plays with this stuff like it's candy.
Oh, that's bad. They shouldn't do that.
Probably not.
No.
They don't know what they mess with.
Or they do and they don't care.
I think at one time they knew what they messed with and didn't care. And between you and I don't think my father understands a little bit of it. He just knows that he makes money off of it.
I never got money. Doesn't make sense to me. Seem to use it a lot. And it's why if you have a lot of it, does that make you important?
Because with it you can do things that you normally couldn't do without it.
But I can do a lot of things and I don't have any money.
For instance, with lots of money, I could get you out of here.
Ooh. Maybe I like money. I don't know how you do that, but I like money. I need to get back to your friends because they're going to think that I'm doing something scary with you if you just sort of stand there. But I'll be right here because if I leave you here too long with me channeling, you'll melt. And I don't want that. So
I prefer not to have them as well. Well, go speak to my friends.
I will. This was nice. You can be family if you want.
It's probably the closest thing to family I actually have.
Oh, that makes me happy. And you see youngest sort of emanate just like a nice green sort of rainbowy glow and goes, okay, bye! And hops out the window and sort of leaves you just floating in like a void of your own mind, witnessing everything that is happening outside your body. So as everything fades to black, it feels like you are floating weightlessly in a void. As everything sort of flickers, you see multiple images of different memories from each other's heads just flicking through like a film reel that's glitching in real time. And you hear a radio start to tune as everything starts to come into focus for each of you. I need everyone to roll a d6. I need you to hold your results, and I'd like Mason and Keegan to roll 2d6s and tell me the best result that they get. Unless you crit or crit fail, then tell me if you get 2 1s or 2 6s.
Sorry, you want me to roll a d6 and 2d6, or?
No. So everyone, Kim, Silas, and Jazz are going to roll 1d6 each. And
Okay, got it.
yourself and Keegan are going to roll 2d6s and tell me what the highest result is that you get. And hold that for a second. Who shall I start with first? Mason. What did you get as your result on your 2d6s, please?
Double 4s.
Double 4s. Unfortunately, there's no extra credit for getting a pair, unless it's a double 6 or a double 1, but a double 4. When Mason thinks of the last time he laughed without it being part of his duty, what memory comes into his head at this point in time? When he truly found something funny.
Funny? Like humorous? Like haha funny?
So funny that you couldn't control the laughter that came out of you, and you let it all just be in the world.
I do think that Mason's one time that it was probably a incidental laugh was during his time in the service. He's always been a strict type of person. However, there was one time that we were kind of stuck on deployment for a while, and we were out in the field for a significant amount of time, stressed out, overwhelmed, as expected, and we were like having to sit there just monitoring a location, and one of the other guys, who unfortunately drank water from an area he probably shouldn't have, just unexpectedly, out loud while everything was quiet, just went, I think I have to take a shit. And it was so quiet as he then like farted lightly. And it was just something about the moment of everything being so tense, so stressful, that this like weird innocuous moment just caused him and the entire platoon to just burst into laughter of like just all the stress being relieved in a moment of like human moment.
You stand as a ghost in this memory with no one noticing you being there as you watch your younger self laughing as someone goes, I'm going to shit myself, which is objectively hilarious, especially during a tense time. And you think, man, that's not happened for a while. You hear a voice in your head, a voice you haven't heard before, that goes, do you think it could happen again?
Is this just a passive voice or a voice that's like I can respond to?
It seems like it's like just the voice in the back of your head. It doesn't seem threatening. It seems like you talking to yourself. Just we haven't laughed like that for a long time.
There's just part of me that like acknowledges there's no reason to.
Why don't we laugh anymore? It's a bit weird. Some of the people we work with are objectively hilarious and or incompetent. We should laugh.
My laughter left with the same people that left my squad.
Well, when one thing ends, more things can begin, but if you don't want that, I can't make you.
It's a clear feeling of like not wanting, a very strong sense of not deserving. Too many people don't get to laugh anymore.
So, we're sacrificing for no one who even knows we're sacrificing for something that no one's asked us to do. But being alone means no one can hurt you as much. Maybe that's sensible.
Sensible.
But very sensible. And then the memory starts to like wash away as like fake rain washes away like the painting of a memory. Does Mason want to laugh again with a different group of people?
There definitely is a like deep inside, even so deep that I think even Mason's not aware of that. Yes, like to feel human again is something he would have wanted, but that feels like another lifetime. One that he can't have. He can't even imagine it.
Imagination is hard, but you do feel as you realize that deep down feeling of wanting and not requiring. That some sort of connection is made to that. You will take one brain from just realizing that you actually want something that's different, and not because anyone else told you to.
Wanting hurts. Lesson learned.
Wanting hurts, but wanting is also possible. We cannot dream if we don't want anything. Silas, what did you get?
Silas got a 4.
Silas got a 4. When was the last time Silas felt joy from being a magician?
Oh boy. It would probably have been two weeks before the incident with Vale. I had hit a really good stride, and whatever it was that night, everything was going perfectly.
As someone who is not a professional musician or artist or athlete myself, the closest I can describe to what I think of being in the zone is when you're so into a performance or story that it's not fiction and you're there and you disassociate from everything around you. And energy just flows in the purest way. And that is a kind of magic in of itself, as you see yourself performing maybe one of the greatest shows that you ever felt you performed.
I had the audience eating right out of my hand.
No one could look away from you. It was like the whole room revolved around you and a magical moment that was being created. And as you stand, as also the ghost in your own memory at the back, you see someone sat there with their hood over their head, but a familiar face of your rival witnessing one of your greatest performances, your rival Vale, who 2 weeks later would disappear forever.
Now that was part of the he was actually in the audience, or is that just a part of a figment of the memory?
Unsure. But it seems, as you walk around this memory, that nothing is being deceptive. This is from your own mind. And he is there. Hard to tell the look on his face as it's somewhat covered in shadow by his hood. But again, you hear a voice that's your voice in the back of your head going, man, I wish we were as good as we were that night. Everything went wrong after that. And it's his fault.
I've been chasing that high ever since. We'll get there
But
one day.
we haven't found something to replace it though.
No, but that's what I continue to do the work for.
Do we like the work?
Yes. We love the work. We love to be on the stage. All eyes on us. Oh, it's the best.
But does it matter if there's no one we care about sharing it with us?
That seems to be the question that haunts me the most.
Silas, have we even shown any of our workmates a magic trick?
I don't know if they'd even care. I think I tried to show Mason once.
That's true. It doesn't mean he didn't enjoy it just because it's hard to get a read on him, though, but... Maybe we should just keep doing what we're doing, and we'll get there eventually.
Maybe one or two to lighten the mood.
Maybe one or two. But anyway, that's our business, as the memory starts to fade, as rain falls and washes the painting away. Kim, what did you get on your D6?
Kim got a 5.
Kim got a 5. When was the last time that Kim was truly proud of herself for all that she's accomplished in her life, outside of just being a doctor?
I think right before the fated mission where her best friend was killed, where she was given the role of lead medical director for that mission. And for the first time, she was in charge. She wasn't an intern. She wasn't a resident. She wasn't in anything subordinate. She was in charge of all the medical, and it came to that. So I think that's when it was.
You see yourself in a huge sort of hospital tent full of patients, men, women, all dressed in the military uniform of New Fair, with various different injuries. It is chaos, but it's your chaos. And as you see yourself sort of pointing, telling people where to go, including your best friend, as they tend to people's wounds in order, nothing can compare to the high of this flow of knowing you are helping people, and it's because you are good at what you do and because you care about what you do and other people. You hear a voice in the back of your head going, man, we rock. Why are we so nervous all the time?
I think that before the incident, Kim wasn't always nervous. She wasn't always unsure. That as she went through her education, she built up that confidence to where she was at that point. But the occasional nervousness came from being new or being not knowing some type of procedure or something, or being new to a procedure. And now that she's in charge, that nervousness is gone because she knows instinctually how to treat everyone here, and also how to direct the people under her, how to treat the people around her.
We could totally boss people around in the team, though, if we wanted to. We'd be really good at it. We could be better than Mason at it.
I think Kim flashes back to a moment where scene before where I think when oh god, pause. Where James's character was injured when he hurt his ankle.
Victor.
Yeah,
Victor, yes.
when Victor hurt his ankle and everyone was saying, "Oh, it's fine," and then all of a sudden she kind of clicked over to her old self, where she's like, "I know what I'm doing. Get what I need and hush." And then she clicked back and realized that she cannot sustain that level of confidence anymore until she finds out what actually happened that day.
We do dwell on the past a lot. But I think we are a force. They do respect us, but we talk them out of respecting us. But the locks on the doors do help. And we'll find out what happened. We don't need them, really. Best things stay as they are to be safe. Don't you think?
I think knowing him instinctually knowing what happens, finding out what happened to her best friend, how she got killed, what kills her. I think Kim genuinely feels that once she finds that out, she'll be better. She'll be back.
Yeah, you're probably right. Solving one thing will definitely fix all the rest of our issues.
100%.
100%. And the rain wipes away the memory. Oh, I'm so sorry. You're going to take 1 brain damage as well. And Silas, you're also going to take 1. I'm so sorry, I forgot to tell you that. You're going to take 1 mark each. As we go to Mr. Locke himself, Keegan, what did you get?
I rolled a 4.
A 4. When... for Keegan. When was the first time Keegan saw Patrick?
Probably 7 or 8 years old. Like he was not even double digits, pre-puberty. He was still a child.
I think you see yourself. Would it have been in school or at home?
The first time, as I refer to my own backstory,
it's okay. I went niche with it.
Uncle Locke found him one day after school, talking to Patrick. So it had been at some point before that. That was the first time that Locke became aware of it. So probably at school. He went there one day and there was a ghost boy that looked like him.
Indeed. There was a ghost boy that looked like you, but not quite you. And you see, as you stand in your memory, your uncle looking visibly concerned as he comes to pick you up from school, as you are just talking to seemingly nothing. You can see Patrick didn't get his full sort of incorporeal form, so you could definitely tell what he looked like in every detail for another few months, but you're just yammering away, looking really happy, having a good time talking to someone who wants to be your friend, who probably doesn't quite know where they came from either, but knows that they like you. And you see little you turn up to your uncle who goes, "Lad, who are you talking to?" And he goes, "Oh, this is my friend Patrick." To nothing. And your uncle gets a look of terror on his face and almost goes like ashen grey as he goes, "We need to go home," and starts dragging you away as you protest. But see that your friend runs after you as he drags you away, effortlessly. This time the voice in your head is a familiar one. "You know, it was rude of him to just assume I wasn't there, but I do understand."
Well, we weren't sure what was happening ourselves, were we?
I
When-
just, I felt odd, but I knew that I had to be with you. It felt normal. But, Keegan, would you have been happy if I wasn't there? Would you be happy?
I mean, you've been around for so long, I'm not sure what that would look like without you. Uh, I barely remember a time before you showed up, and you've been there ever since. So you and I have helped Locke solve crimes somehow. Just at least that's what Uncle Locke would say to people. Just I helped him because he wasn't sure how to explain that you were there too. That's another life. That's another person who doesn't know you. I don't know what that would be.
But do you think it would just be easier if I'd not turned up for both of us? I'm kind of stuck. I can't talk to anyone. I can't touch anyone. I can only follow you around. I can't leave you alone.
Would you have rather not shown up?
I like being with my brother, and I love you. But I think for your sake, you could live more of a full life if you weren't sharing a half one with me.
I
I'm
remember.
not saying I'm going anywhere. I'm not saying I'm going anywhere. I like hanging out with you, but you're nearly 30, and I feel like your brother tagging along with you everywhere you go could prove difficult for you.
When we were in the service, and I was separated from you for a little bit, I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either.
So, when you ask if it'd be easier without you, I'd say whether or not it's easier doesn't matter. I want you around.
Oh, I like you too. I appreciate you. But I think it might be better, even if it's not easier sometimes.
Well, that doesn't matter, because I want you around. End of story.
Well, I guess I'm fucking stuck here then, aren't I? As the as your memory washes away with the rain, you're gonna take one brain as well. As the memory fades and you maybe think there could be some truth into what Patrick's saying, but he's also your brother, and obviously delightful, so you'd love to have him around. Potentially for eternity. Jazz, what did you roll?
Everybody's favorite number today, 4.
Wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz. I'm gonna be mean.
How about it?
When was the last time you saw your uncle?
Oh, it's been about 2 years.
Henry. 2 years?
Yeah, give or take.
He ran the paper with you. Was probably going to leave it to you anyway after your parents are no longer in the picture. But changed from the man you knew growing up into a neurotic mess, is what people would describe him as. And maybe what you describe him as too, but probably in kinder words. What happened that final evening when you saw him in the offices of the newspaper that Jazz remembers?
Well, it was a bit of a hard time. Since the war, his boy didn't come home. I naturally sort of filled the role. Meant to follow in his footsteps, becoming more of an investigator than the soldier he trained initially. And regretfully, both from what he saw on the streets and from some of the fat cats he had chased in his own matters of business, and the terrors of remembering my cousin who didn't come home, he had taken to the drink in a manner in which I became more the caretaker and him the business owner at some point. But those last few months, his erratic behavior had less to do with the drink and more to do with his inability to sleep. I thought my emulating that was me seeking to become a better investigator, but I'll admit I was a bit scared after a time, thinking, will I become this baddie? Finding him out on the fire escape much as I do now, but staring off into the nothing, looking into corners where light can tread, but shadows still seem to hide things he was afraid of I couldn't see. Because at that point I hadn't seen anything. And on that day in particular, well, unfortunately that was back in the times when I was chasing down that, story with Victor's family. Things weren't going so well, and he had helped me to chase down a lead. I was coming back to give him a little bit of an update. But he had added new locks. That was a bit strange. I unlocked the ones I could. I knocked on the door to the best of my ability. I knew he must be in there. If they had fully replaced the locks, I wouldn't be able to undo any of the latches, but I had. So, try as I might, couldn't get in through the door, and having begun to emulate his activities on the outside of the building to the best of my ability already, I climbed up to the roof, found my way over to our fire escape, made my way down. And as I was about to crawl in, I had no other choice but to listen for a few moments, because he was fervently whispering as he was writing into a notebook. Whispering about my Danny. Well, my cousin Danny. Was never mine. But whispering about Danny. Whispering about this and that, investigations that had either gone awry or gone a little bit too well. It was the ones that went too well he seemed to be most bothered by. And after a moment, it seemed almost as if he was talking to someone. And at that, I became worried. What was with the changed locks? Who was he talking to? We never had people over. And right as I had stepped through the lentil that the window had created, the floor just opened. Surely that wasn't fire, but there was a glow. And those couldn't be hands, but they were shadows. He nary made a sound as he was pulled asunder. I don't like to think about the fact that he wasn't just pulled down, he was pulled apart.
Pulled apart in shadow. As you stand, watching yourself, watch him be pulled to seemingly nothing and the floor close up around him as a grey haze drifts off to nothing. No evidence that he was ever there. He just disappeared. Jazz, an asked important question. Would you like to probe further to see if you can understand what your uncle was whispering, knowing at this moment that it might cause you damage?
I gotta get my scoop. I absolutely do.
Roll a survey.
Huh?
Please.
I'll take a 6.
Yeah, you will.
Mm-hmm. Bear in mind I got a 5 on my gilded die, but we're gonna go with the 6.
Oh, we can go with the 6.
Yeah.
As you stand nearer than you were originally in the memory, you see him look down and shadow wrap around his ankle. You hear him mumbling something about soldiers, mind control, Danny, owls. And then as whatever it is grips onto him, he looks up and sees you. The old you stood in the window and goes, "She doesn't know anything, leave her alone and take me instead," as he is ripped down and torn asunder as everything dissipates out of the room around you. And the voice in your head goes, "Do you think if we find out what happened, we'll feel better?"
Knowing may never feel better, but that doesn't change the fact that knowing is always better.
Maybe you're right. But sometimes it's nice to have a bit of mystery around people. Let them have their secrets. But it's also fun to find out everyone's secrets. So.
I like that one a bit better.
And I am you, so I like it too. You will take 1 brain
Of course.
from experiencing this memory, but you will not take any additional brain from hearing those final words from your uncle, as your memory also washes away. Everyone sees all of these memories at the same time and is able to process them. You all see into each other's heads for a brief period as it feels like you're being tuned and your vision goes static, and you find, and you are back stood in the room where you were before. But this time there is some sort of, it looks like a film, a clear film covering the entire area with oil floating on water in different colors. And you see all these memories as if coming out of each of you and then retracting as splotches of ink that have been thrown against the wall and then retract back into each of your own heads as you now stand there. As you see Victor with his hand in the box, seemingly in some sort of trance, as his eyes glow green. He doesn't look hurt. He just stands there and everyone's bleed detectors go nuts. Whatever your bleed detectors do to detect bleed, they're doing it. This is the highest level of bleed you've ever stood around. If this is bleed Chernobyl, you are at the nuclear reactor core as something is being channeled in waves out of Victor's body, and you see a sort of shadowed silhouette that looks like someone's drawn a shadow in dark gray and then smudged the edges so they kind of look a bit fuzzy. And you see something going, now hang on. Victor's fine. He said this was okay. As you hear the voice of youngest emanating from this grey fuzzy silhouette of a person-ish. Don't be mad, but this way is easier for me to help you. I'm not controlling his mind, I'm just holding his hand. And this way, it's easier for you to show me things, and points to where the memories just were on the film that now surrounds you in this sort of pseudo oil slick world. Jazz, you're muted.
A very important first question. If we were all to lean and look over Victor's shoulder, around his arm, what have you, to the best of our ability, can we still see the seemingly corporeal blob-like form of youngest within the container?
You see what you assume is youngest in sort of like gooey fibers outstretched into a hand shape that's grasped Victor's hand and have wrapped slightly around his wrist like you would do if you were doing like a dancing lift to get maximum support. And Victor appears okay.
Hands in my pocket, I walk a little bit closer, but not to the form. And before opening up the room to everybody else, I just take a peek, and to the best of my understanding, I'm just hoping to make note of whether or not containment still seems to be fairly well sealed around Victor's hand within. Now you're muted. Okay.
It seems as though the physical form of youngest is contained, as fuzzy youngest walks over to you and goes, see, I'm still in there, but this is easier for me to talk to you this way, and like puts it's part of their silhouette onto your arm, and you see they go straight through. It's just like, I can't touch you.
I don't exactly love that. Dr. Kim, he's your patient. Any concerns about the matter before we move forward?
I mean, you shouldn't really touch him. I think touching would probably be bad. But listen, youngest, is it right? That's your name. Okay. You're saying that he's not hurt and that he gave you permission to do this, but I don't see how anyone would want to be held in kind of. And as she looks at Victor, she's going to get closer and start poking at him a little bit, sort of like she was at the body from earlier. I don't understand why anyone would want to be put in like a stasis like this. I mean, it's quite fascinating, really. How do you do that?
Which of those questions do you want me to answer first?
Oh, I don't know if I actually want an answer, but why? Well, the first thing is, I don't see how he'd actually want this, so I don't necessarily believe that this is voluntary, because why would it be voluntary?
Victor's weird, but Victor's very powerful. And I asked him if I held his hand, would he like me to be able to help you better with things you found and to explain things? And he said yes. And I said, that means you'll kind of be stood here and you'll be really tired afterwards. And he said, that's okay. I'm tired and hurt myself a lot anyway. So he said it was okay. But be careful if you touch him. I'm channeling through him right now like he's a radio tower.
So as soon as you say channeling, Kim's eyes like light up, like if it's like she's witnessing an experiment, and she almost cannot help herself. She's like, "You're channeling? Like, how is it? Is it mental?" And she takes her hand and goes to like trying to like move him around a little bit to reposition him as best she can. And she's like, is it mental or is it like an actual physical experiment? I mean, do you, is this something that you normally can do? Is this...
I need you to roll a move roll for me, please. As you touch him.
All right, so she has I have nothing to move. So
and you're going to roll 2, take the worst.
That is a 6 and a 2.
Unfortunately, the 2 is the one we have to take, as that is a failure. So you touch Victor, and he is, like I said, it's Bleed Chernobyl. So you get near him, and as soon as you go to touch him, your hands where you took the scar light up, like you've just dipped them in sort of like glowing liquid. And you feel powerful in those hands. You feel like you could do things with these hands and be an even better physician. But at the same time, as soon as you feel that, you're blasted about 5 feet back, and you are going to take one body as you try and touch a radioactive Victor who is now covered in bleed. But you're okay, and your hands are still glowing. And you feel if you channel this energy into your work, this could benefit you.
Okay.
Magic hands.
That was fast. She's gonna like shake herself a little bit. Go, oh, fascinating, really, just quite fascinating. I think I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna sit. I'm just gonna sit.
Let's all sit down, crisscross applesauce, and then we can all talk. You see the silhouette sort of drop down into a sitting position, just on the floor. Yes, I did try and warn you that if you do touch Victor, you might get a bit hurt, because he is channeling a lot of magic, and with anyone else, they might have burned up and died when I asked them to do that, so he's powerful.
Doctor, for what it's worth, he did seem rather consenting, at least to the element wherein he put his hand in the container. Not really certain about this whole business, but he willfully put his hand in there, rightly enough.
I quite got that, but a lot of times human nature is that, like, as humans, we tend to, in the moment, think that we want to do something, but then as it's happening, sort of like, when you might step off a cliff or something, as it's happening, you kind of change your mind. So I had to be sure, but also it's just so odd and just so strong. It's almost like the drug. Anyway, it just seems quite weird. That's strange. It just seems weird. It's
weird. There's someone else here. Hello. And Keegan, you see what youngest wave to you, and everyone turns. There's a dude stood next to Keegan that you've never seen before. Well, some of you have never seen before.
Oh wait, we all see this now?
Yeah. Keegan, you look to your right. Patrick, instead of being his green hue, is now in full color. And your brother is stood next to you. And he goes, whoa.
I'm sorry, full color?
Yeah, so no green tint. He is there, stood next to you.
For what it's worth, we all saw the memory. I don't think it was a secret for anyone here any longer.
Right, but this has never happened before.
So there's an extra person in this room now.
Yes, Mason, there's an extra person that looks a bit like Keegan wearing a very similar outfit stood in this room right now.
I point a gun at him.
Whoa!
I step in front of the gun.
Brother, I'm incorporeal. Don't step in front of a man with a gun. He doesn't know.
Are you incorporeal right now?
Patrick goes, can I poke you?
There is a new person in the room that is not part of the circle.
Okay,
you need to move.
No, technically he is part of the circle.
Oh, I've been here the whole time. I'm Patrick.
This is my brother Patrick. I'm
Does
gonna,
not move. It's just like that.
I'm gonna reach behind me and try to like poke Patrick just to get confirmation on if he is there.
You make contact with Patrick and you poke your brother in the arm. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Right.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'm gonna try not to
Actually,
freak out.
don't shoot me then. Please don't. It might actually hit me.
Mason, he's here. He's here to help. He's my brother. He's been helping us with the investigation.
I don't like this.
Kim is gonna see. She had no clue about Patrick the entire time, despite the memories and everything else. I mean, she's gonna be like, "Oh, well, that is absolutely amazing. Is the youngest? Is this your doing?"
I think he was there the whole time. I just couldn't see him because I was inside the tube. Well, I'm technically still inside the tube, but now my bleed can come out. So, you're Patrick.
Oh.
Yeah.
And she's gonna get up and like rapidly walk toward Patrick and start like.
As you try and touch Patrick, you go through Patrick. And he's like, "Oh, thank God!
Oh, he's not here. This is amazing.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, Keegan, this is your.
This is my twin brother, Patrick, who is not normally. Usually he's more green and less physical, but you can't touch him, but I can. I've not really been able to touch him, and then Victor sort of touched him before sticking his hand in the cookie jar over there.
She's gonna grab Keegan's hand and like touch Patrick's face with it.
Okay, Doctor.
Yeah, you're just now hitting Patrick in the face with Keegan's hand, like a stop hitting yourself situation.
Yeah, like
ow,
this
ow.
is amazing. And then she's gonna take her other hand and like it goes through. She's like,
okay, you got it. I'm not a toy. You've got to stop. I'm a person, please.
Oh wow. Can we get a sample?
A sample?
Oh.
No.
I feel like we need something. I need something to. We have to look at this later.
Oh, Keegan, I want to try something. Hang on. And he goes around to everyone and holds out his hand. I'm like, shake my hand, see if I can do it. I need to see if I can do it, or if it's just Keegan. Goes to Mason. He's like, probably not you. But goes to Silas. Goes,
No.
Jazz, you know I'm all right. You've been spying on me.
I'm a bit curious, and I go for it.
You go through. He's like, fuck. Well, just me and you, bro.
Right.
Right. So Keegan, can you just maybe a hair or a fingernail with just a tiny bit of fluid, maybe like.
Not. I feel like that is Patrick's decision, not mine or yours.
Well, I understand. I get it. I get it. I know sometimes I'm a lot. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
It's just he's a person, not.
Yes. You're quite right. You're correct. You're so right. I'm gonna go sit down now.
Youngest goes over and goes, "It's nice to meet you, Patrick," and fully pats him on the shoulder like he's corporeal too. And Patrick goes, "Oh, it's nice to meet you, Youngest." The Youngest is like, "We're gonna have circle time. We're all gonna sit down and we're gonna talk, and it's gonna be fine, right?" Patrick sits crisscross applesauce on the floor.
I have one more question for you, Youngest, and then we can kind of move forward. you're certain the Valentine boy will be okay. That him messing around with the bleed here is not going to adversely affect him.
I know it won't, as long as I keep the time I'm doing this short. It will just make him tired. If I keep going for too long, it will melt him from the inside.
Hmm.
Because it's a lot of energy. That's what I usually do. He said it was okay.
Okay. Then we will make this as short and as effective as possible.
Okay.
Now,
Optimus said you might have questions. Yes, questions.
Does-
Ready.
anybody around here have any questions? Because I am, for once, at a loss for words for the moment.
Do you, youngest, do you know what your mother looks like?
Yes? Hang on. And you see as youngest sort of goes into like a thinking pose in their silhouette, you see sort of some splotches of grey ink like splat onto the surface around you, and you start seeing something. You know when something is indescribable? Imagine that, but it's pixelated out in your mind so you can't see it. And then youngest is like, no, I'll go for something easier. This. And you see the area where the sarcophagus was in your dream, and you see the spiked onyx stalagmites and stalactites that kind of look like a mouth to you, and they go, this is the closest I can get of what humans made of what more looks like.
Mason, do you recognize that?
How familiar is it to me, just for context?
You've seen it before in the dream.
Dream. Mason's just gonna nod, because I don't know how I feel about Patrick still. Just want that to be very clear. Like, in case we forgot that there's an extra person in the room still, Mason is still like, I can still shoot him. But says nothing further.
Youngest, you have a pretty good awareness of the world about you, at least as far as this basement is concerned, and there's quite a lot of reading material here as well. What do you know about the dissemination of a new mind-altering, if not controlling, drug out there right now called Mindless?
Seems a bit suspicious, that. I've seen posters with that mascot, you know, the brain. I've seen that around town when I've been going around.
Have you seen the animals yet? Little macabre, but it's good marketing.
Have I seen animals?
Oh, you know, they're toys made of cloth and stuffed with some material, usually cotton.
Oh, I've not seen any of those around. When I was inside some soldiers in the war, I think their brains felt a little bit fuzzy. And they talked about taking something. But I don't know about making drugs.
Were you in this? Oh, go ahead, Doctor.
As Jazz says, mindless, Kim kind of like pulls back, and she takes her what do you call it? Her bag, and like clutches it to herself a little bit tight.
Noted. I know you didn't say that. You're just doing that. It's funny you should mention that, youngest. Were you in the soldiers' minds before they were taking those drugs? Or do you not remember?
It's hard to tell. I think I was in some of their minds while they were taking it because I could taste the difference. Not that I was eating their brains, I just mean I could sense the difference. It was harder for me to connect with them when they took it. And also, they smelled wrong. It smelled like... it smelled like someone tricking me because it smelled like family, but it smelled wrong. And bad. But I wanted to help, so I stayed there. Because it didn't hurt me.
And I apologize. This is sort of the same question, but I'm just hoping to gain a better understanding. Did it always smell wrong when you were in that environment around them, or did that change over time?
If the fuzzy brains were the drug brains, it always smelt a bit wrong, and it smelt worse as time went on. But they seemed okay. They just, they're like pathways in electricity it was a bit different. It wouldn't fire as well in some parts as other parts. But I'm not, I don't know what that means.
Youngest, does mindless hurt you?
That's what it was. It didn't hurt me. Stopped me helping as much, though. But I didn't feel ill.
Stop you from helping how?
You know, like the thing I do when I connect emotions and things together and can make the road for people to figure stuff out. It made me slower because their brains seemed to do something different when they took it. And also, yeah.
So when a person is on mindless, are they inaccessible to you?
Inaccessible. No. But my powers don't work as well.
Okay.
If I may ask this one question, Doctor, forgive me. Youngest, did that same feeling happen when you were inside Mr. Ivan?
No, he was fine.
Okay.
Well, what? Not fine, but I could help fine.
Right, it wasn't that same feeling that you felt with the others taking the medicine.
No, he didn't feel fuzzy and didn't smell gross.
Now, Doctor, I don't know how much contact you have with the dissemination of this drug, but with your awareness of the medical community, do you know if over time since the war it's undergone any changes, or if it's had a pretty static chemical composition between now and then?
Above table, does Kim know that?
I will have you roll a focus roll for that one, just to remember any details of memos that may have come across your desk.
A 6 gilded and a 5.
Nice. So, you first heard of Mindless just before the war started by a company called Agona Pharmaceuticals, whose name are on all the posters. They had certain trials. It was kind of rushed through and may have been a bit dodgy with practices because it was said to help soldiers on the battlefield, which was very much needed at the time. So everything was sort of fast-tracked, drug trial-wise, going through. It seemed to work. Soldiers seem less anxious. They seem more keen to follow orders. They seem more focused. There were reports of people being more emotionally distant during that time but in the army, as an army medic, that seemed like a good thing because they're very focused on getting better and doing their job well of what people told them to do from higher up. You remember there was a memo coming across saying we've new and improved Mindless. It's as sort of an advertisement to say it's gotten even better based on trials they'd already done. And this was slightly just as the war ended, so a couple of years ago. And now is the time they're pushing to market. So you can assume some more trials and tests have been undertaken, but they haven't been as public as being used on soldiers during the war. So whatever trials they did and have gotten signed off from the government and the medical board have happened more in secret and away from public eyes.
Okay.
Egona Pharmaceuticals, EGONA.
Okay, so I think she's going to withhold a little bit of information, but she's going to say it to Jazz. So Jazz, listen. When Mindless first came out, it was fine. I don't understand the recreational use of it. It was supposed to focus our soldiers, but now it's recreational, so I don't understand why it would be recreational. It doesn't really make quite much sense, the use of it now.
I don't mean to pull any form of cloth you might have over your eyes, for better or worse, but Doctor, most pharmaceutical drugs are used recreationally. This isn't an isolated case.
No, I get that. I get that. I totally get that. It's just that when it was called something else before, it had an official name. Wasn't mindless, but when we used it in the military, it was for focus to make our soldiers better. They got their tasks done quickly and efficiently, and there were no real problems. And now that it's being used by everyone, I guess it's just different. Somehow it's not the same. It's not as useful, if that makes any sense.
It does make sense, and that does increase the degree of curiosity I have about Youngest not really detecting any change between now and then. Youngest, if you'll allow, I'm going to ask my other compatriots here a brief message, but please, or message, question, but please feel free to chime in as needed. For those of you who gave service, did you notice anything similarly odd about your fellow countrymen as they held up arms while on this drug?
Storyteller? Would I feel that I would have noticed, especially since my work was dealing with more intense situations.
You don't need to roll. You asked the right question. Mason absolutely noticed. There was a definite shift. The war lasted for quite a long time, approximately 5 years, and you notice after year 2, your people you were training they were focused, they were on it, they were almost catching up to your level of focus. But it wasn't everybody. It was some people, not everybody. And you just thought, this is great. Everyone's focused. They're doing what I need them to do. They are efficient in the field. And Mason, maybe not being the most emotionally intelligent of people, probably didn't notice if there was any emotional dissonance there.
Right. I just said,
because it's wartime, and we don't have time to worry about that. We are in the middle of a battlefield, and it's wartime right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you noticed a shift in soldier mentality, definitely.
Was there anything that stood out about the people that did shift? Like, were they specifically higher rank, lower rank, problem people? Like, was there, like, I guess, a pattern that I could maybe try to clock? Or was it truly just random in my groups?
You will have to roll a read to think back on that one if you didn't know, because you wouldn't have noticed it at the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Okay, let's... so it's roll 2 and take the worst because I don't have anything. Okay.
Nice.
A 3.
As you think back, it was hard to tell. You were quite high rank, so a lot of people were underneath you, so it could have been both. And it was chaos. It was hard to get a read on people, and you were just pleased to be alive, and so was everyone else.
Okay.
And then you flash back to that, just you were alone on a battlefield, everyone gone, surrounded by ash clouds that land in your mouth and in your nose and in your ears and in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to take 1 brain.
Oh, I am? Now, just as a reminder for myself and for the people at home, is it at 3 or more than 3?
More than 3.
Okay. We're cool.
So what you're saying is you're at 3? And you wanted to check, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. Please continue with the lovely, not horrifying story that we're talking
about. As, like, I'm trying to, like, as Jazz asks, like, there's a moment where Mason is, like, pushing on the temple and, like, the eyebrow, and the just is... I mean, during the time, we had a lot of deployment training. My ops involved training people for urban exploration behind enemy lines. I guess there were some knuckleheads that at a certain point after first few years just kind of got their shit together. I didn't pay any mind to it. Most people, I assume after they see some combat, kind of either buck up or buck out, but some people, I didn't expect it from them. They were focused. They didn't just pay attention. They took a lot of it to heart. There's a lot less shooting the shit, I guess, is what some people would say. So when things put into perspective, there was an odd shift now that I look back at it.
There was no more laughter after that time. Nothing was as funny.
I don't speak on that part. They don't even know that I laughed.
And then, youngest. We find ourselves in a bit of a dire situation. People do appear to be dying, and we were close to being amongst them.
Yeah.
Here in the room, in the safety of the circle, as it were, all of us sitting, as you stated, crisscross applesauce, except for those who have not obliged.
Mm.
Do you sense any of that strangeness? Smell any of that weirdness amongst us?
I will ask if it's okay before I check, because people will get mad if I don't ask first.
So Kim is going to look at youngest and not say anything, but give her a look of please don't. Like the look on her face is like, please don't say anything. And she's clutching her bag to her chest and kind of like trying to make herself as small as possible.
Okay. Yeah, youngest picks up what you're putting down. Yeah, I'm not gonna touch anybody. I'm gonna look a bit weird for a second, but it's okay. I promise.
I
Can I
mean,
do it?
I used to take it, the drug, when it was still in its trial stage. Would that mean it's still there?
Keegan, can I like reach out to you but not touch you?
Yeah, go ahead.
You see like a shadow come out of youngest's leg and like stop just before you, and it looks like the shadow is kind of like sniffing as it like looks around, and they go, I don't sense any weirdness from the drug or fuzziness, so it must have gone out of your system by now. Did you stop taking it a few years ago?
I stopped taking it before the war.
Oh, then yeah.
Or before the war ended, I mean, Doctor, to your point about the trial drug not being that it was okay, that people were not harmed by it or anything. When I took it, I stopped seeing Patrick. He disappeared or was fuzzy.
Right. Well, a side effect at the time of the initial trial and drug usage was that it suppressed bleed. It had to. But it didn't do it completely, if that makes sense. It just enough so that it wasn't a distraction. Because when you have that much that you see other things, you are distracted.
Maybe that's why I felt fuzzy, because I made a bleed.
I mean, it could be, but like I said, I don't know. But this new iteration, it's different now. It's much, much different now.
How is it different?
I don't know. It's just not the same. I don't understand.
If someone had some of it, I could sniff it.
I mean, Victor says he's taken something like mindless or is mindless, but I look over to where Victor is
in a trance, just like yeah.
Well,
somebody close his mouth. He's beginning to drool a little bit.
Close. Well, here's the thing. When we first implemented, and I won't call it mindless. It wasn't that then. It's different now. It's very different. When we implemented it for our soldiers, suppressed a little bleed. This new iteration seems to suppress almost all.
Lightkeeper, between two different instances of Dr. Kim telling some but not all, I would like to do a lie detector read, a fun feature of journalists, to see if I'm not trying to gain additional secrets. What I want to know is, can I tell if she's hiding anything?
Yes. What does your lie detector ability say?
For edification, it reads, when you make a read roll in an attempt to figure out whether a person is telling the truth, gild an additional die, and if I need to spend cunning on the roll, I gain 2 dice instead of 1. So again, it doesn't tell me anything apart from the fact that they're lying, and that's all I'm curious about.
I mean, if you ask her a direct question and then want to use it, you can absolutely do that.
I did earlier, and then Keegan did just now. And in both times, based on information you stated and her own admission earlier to not give full information, I think my journalist background would lead me to believe that she's not giving everything she knows.
Yeah, of course you can do that. This is the time.
And Keegan being, like, having spoken to Victor and knowing that Dr. Kim is, like, his doctor, and Victor, to his own admission, has said, like, I take these drugs. I would also like to do a read roll.
Would you like to spend a drive to add to Jazz's read roll?
No need for that, but if Keegan wants to do his own.
Yeah, I would like to, and I'll spend one drive for myself.
Yeah, everyone needs to get a bit more spendy. Everyone needs to start spending.
And being forthright, Dr. Kim, you may notice, you may not notice that I'm giving you just sort of a longer look than average before shifting my eyes to the next person. With a 6, I have to imagine I'm certainly catching that you're not giving us everything, but at the same time, I'm making a deliberate choice not to call it out, which is why it makes nothing but good sense for Keegan to do his own role.
So Jazz, she lying. Keegan, what did you get?
I also got a 6.
Keegan, something's up. Something is up. Jazz, as you call out the lie, and your bleed detector is still going, your book that tells you if there's scary things in the room or does abstract drawings try and give you messages about bleed. When she says, what was it you said, Kim? It's different now?
Yes, it's different now.
That comes up in red ink when she says it's different now. And you feel more power surge into your book from the surrounding area. You feel if you ask someone a question and they lie to you, you're going to know about it while you're in here. Keegan, something is off. You don't have a magic book, but Dr. Kim is definitely not giving you all the information you need, and you know for a fact that she is one of the top doctors in the city and should know this information. And he's gripping her bag in a weird way, maybe in fear, but also there's some stuff in there.
Doctor, my apologies for this, but as we are all part of a team here, and if there is information that any of us possess that could help the rest of us come to resolutions about the mystery that we are trying to unravel, I would personally appreciate it if that information was shared, knowing that it would not leave this circle.
Kim is going to, her eyes flick over to youngest, and then flick to Victor. And then she's going to look down and go, I don't quite understand what you're asking of me or what you actually need. But I think that at some point we need to probably not be here anymore. We need to
Patrick leans over Keegan's shoulder and goes, "What's in the bag? You're acting weird. What's in the bag?"
Dr. Kim, you're being properly evasive at this point, and I have to agree with the detective. We're all in this together. Close the circle with us.
And she's going to, like, you see her like clutching this bag, like she is holding it tightly to her person. I just don't, it's not, this is just mine. This is my medical bag. This is the stuff that I use. I've used it on all of you to make you, like, Jazz, you were unconscious. I mean, I didn't use you. Actually, Mason helped you there. I really, with the slap, and I did do other things, like with the smelling salts, and, like, you know, I was very helpful. So there's really nothing we should be just I just want to, you know, like, I don't see why we should even be able to, like, do this right now.
The book
Doctor-
comes up in red ink. The lie detector book is operational.
Doctor, calm down. None of us explicitly asked to see in your bag, although that is now a great point of interest. We just wanted all the information you weren't seeming to give to us. Unfortunately, now that does seem to include the contents of your bag. For you see, matters are dire. People are dying. And if something you have in there is a clue to what could be happening, or at least a means by which we can make certain that we're not in nearly as much danger as we were previously, I'm gonna have to insist.
And she's going to back up even further from the group.
I'm going to turn to Mason, our de facto Capitan, who's actually a sergeant, and just, like, sort of gently looking in the doctor's direction, but I'll say to Mason, Sergeant, I feel like the doctor's evasiveness is making it difficult for some of us to do our jobs within the circle. And I know that you are a man who would like to ensure that all of us are doing our jobs. And I don't want to cause any further disturbance to the doctor's nerves, but her bringing up the bag in such a way, as Jazz said, is now a curiosity. Or at the least, is something we need to address.
Then investigate it.
I'll look at Patrick, who's solid to me, but not to everyone else. Like, can you look in the bag?
Oh. You want me to go through it and look in it?
I don't know what your powers are, or if that's even what to call them. Like, well, I don't know what you can do. You possessed a dead body earlier.
Oh, maybe I could, like, possess the bag or go through the bag and see what's in it.
And
Well, I
as
don't like looking through a lady's handbag. That also feels wrong, but I think it's necessary.
as you say that, you notice that Kim's demeanor changes. She starts to sweat, and she starts to kind of shake a little bit, as if she's having some type of flashback or reaction, because the idea of a ghost, quote, shadow, coming toward her is triggering. I don't think we should be doing this. I mean, we have Victor's there, and then you just what we need to know about Mindless is that Mindless can stop bleed. It can do things to bleed, and that's all that really needs to happen. And I think we just need to stop it now. And I don't think we should do anything else.
Hey, doctor. Hey, take a breath. It's okay. We're all on the same team. If you are holding information, I think it's best if you share it with everybody here. As uncomfortable as it may be, we have all seen something that makes us all uncomfortable on an individual level. Courtesy of youngest, yeah. I think one more secret can't hurt. And I'd like to have a sway.
Yeah. Roll a sway against Kim.
Mm-hmm.
Kim, if you don't want him to go in the bag still, if he's not persuasive enough, roll a control.
Oh,
Just
oh
say-
boy, that's gonna be bad. Okay, let's try it. Okay.
Did you get Silas? We'll never know.
Yeah, I know it was muted. It was I got a 4 on my gilded.
Okay.
Kim only has 1 in control, and she got a 6.
Kim, the terror is too strong. Silas is being so persuasive, and you feel his just aura of charm flow off of him, but it cannot penetrate the barrier of anxiety and terror that's surrounding your being at this time.
So what you guys see is Kim, she goes from that rapid speaking she was doing to she drops to her haunches, like not to her knees, but kind of like just squats down, and then she starts mumbling. And she's actually, the bag is now in front of her on the floor, and she's treating it as if it's a body. And she's mumbling something about phenomenon, and she's mumbling something about trying to find the reason. And she's just like, some words you're getting and some words you're not.
Silas, as you feel Kim's terror just like completely just she activated her trap card, she mirror forced your sway back at you. And as you feel that wave of terror and sort of bleed from her glowing hands, your arm starts to spark.
This doctor.
She doesn't answer.
Zzz, 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 zzz.
I don't think there's any way around it. She's proving herself to be a detriment to the circle at this point. Doctor, we're gonna have to insist on seeing the bag.
As
Ooh,
you
offer it,
watch her like using the bag as if it's a body. She is actively pulling things out of the bag as if she's doing an autopsy.
I guess I'll just watch what comes out then.
Yeah, I'll slowly get a little closer.
Mason,
get a
as
better
you stand there for a longer period of time, the sense of overwhelm you usually feel from bleed comes upon you. But it's almost as if like you're the Flash and you can move through time at a faster speed. It feels overwhelming but controllable. And you feel like you're stood in your own world and everything is loud but also quiet, and you can taste colors and you can see emotions and everything everywhere all at once without a better reference. And you feel powerful right now physically. You're like, I could just take that bag. I could just dance around these people in my own version of space-time. Feels quite good. And you see, everyone sees Mason starts having a little bit of a green aura around him at this point, as Jazz is trying to persuade him to give the bag.
But Kim is emptying the bag.
Kim is now emptying the bag, so as you maybe step towards, you see... And Kim, what's in the party bag?
So in the bag, various medical equipment and stuff, but then comes out several vials of mindless, other experiments, several vials of what looks like samples, whether it's blood or flesh or something, but she has other things in there. She also has pens and a few scalpels and like just random medical equipment, but also just random stuff, mystery tissue, just all sorts of things just come out. And but as she's pulling things out, she's categorizing them in a way, and still mumbling to herself.
Lightkeeper has an important question for Kim.
Yeah.
Is there any of Alec Desai's brain matter in this bag that you pull out? Did you keep some for yourself, or did you give everything to Artemis?
I think she kept some for herself.
As soon as that vial comes out of the bag, youngest, You feel like a static all in your brain as Youngest goes, "What is that? That's wrong.
And as
Put it away."
as Youngest does that, it kind of snaps Kim out of whatever flashback she's in, and goes, "Oh, uh, oh, oh, that was from the body. I took a sample, but I needed to do some more studies on it.
It's death. That's my family. It's death. Get it away!" And you see Youngest start just screaming, just like, "Get it away!" Like a child having a tantrum, and everything, the oil that you're in goes black, and you're now in sort of a see-through black container. It's just like, "Where did you get this? Where did you get it? Kill it!"
Kim is going to pick up the vial and like look at it, and she's not understanding. Like she's still kind of like in this weird like, I don't know what it was in the body. I just took it. I mean, the Lightkeeper has a sample as well. It's nothing really. It's just. And then she's gonna hold it out to the rest of the circle and go, what do you want me to do?
I reach out with
Burn
my
it. Burn it.
I reach out with my right arm and I just stuff it in a bucket.
Is this electric arm or is this normal arm? You reach out with electric arm. I'm gonna need you to roll a control, please.
Okay.
As everyone for the first time notices, Silas's hand, sparks coming off of it.
I rolled a 5 and a 6.
Well, as you grab this
It's a 5
vial,
because I have nothing in control, but just
your sleeve goes up a little bit, and everyone sees that your arm is now fully electrified. Electricity goes onto this vial and activates whatever is inside, and whatever's inside this vial starts bouncing around in like an ugly gray-black color, and Youngest goes, "Fry it! It's my family, but it's not my family! They did something to my family! Kill it!" Silas, what would you like to do now that electricity is going into this vial from your hand?
kill it.
Electricity goes in, it incinerates. You take no damage since you rolled perfectly. And whatever's in this vial stops moving. It is now ash, and Youngest goes, "Thank you, Silas. They did
Yeah.
something to my family."
I think we know a little bit more what that medicine does.
I don't think that was medicine. That was one of my siblings, but wrong.
Mm.
He did something to one of my siblings, and it was wrong. Is that what was... Did you find that? Where did you find that?
It was in the body when we went to investigate, and and she's gonna hold up her hands. You see the scarring, and I when I was doing what I got a little carried away, and I took samples of whatever greenish thing was in there, and I took samples of that. It was close to the brainstem, and I put them in my bag, and I gave one to the Lightkeeper, and the other one I meant to take back to my lab because it needed to be studied, because that's my job. I need to study and get and understand things, and so I just took it, and it was in the body, but the body was well beyond decay than it should have been for a day. That was months of decay in one day. It's just oddly strange. I'm rambling.
So above table, we all know the list of everything that we gave Artemis, right?
Mhm.
So, Detective Jazz, you also saw, well, I think it was more the detective, y'all had seen what was it, a sigil on the man's hand?
Yeah, Victor, on our way to the crime scene, Victor did something to a picture with his magic, and it illuminated a symbol on Desai's hand, and then when we got there, I had Patrick possess the body, and that caused the symbol to glow on the corpse's hand, and we've got a picture of it, or a drawing, but
Just go, show me. Points to where the memories flashed up on the screen. Just imagine you're throwing the picture to the wall.
I will pre-flailing corpse. I will get a memory of like the back of the hand. I think it was on.
You see out of Keegan's head splotches of ink against,
Oh,
and the symbol flashes up. You don't feel anything, Keegan. It just flows out of you.
I don't feel anything, but I'm watching it happen.
It's an odd feeling. It kind of looks like someone who shot you and like brain matter's exploding out the back, but it's actually ink and it's on this thing, but you're fine.
Oh.
And Youngest looks. They're kind of in a corner away from everybody. They look round. Like, I know that. That means that's old Farron. That's old. That's like 2,000 years old. Have you only got the one symbol? It usually comes with others on something. It's hard to get context without all of them. That's how the alphabet works.
Alphabet?
Yeah, Old Farron alphabet. I know it. But depending on what the character is next to it, it can mean different things. So this one can mean lock, or it can mean key, or it can mean close or open, or it can mean mouth, or different things. But it depends what's next to it. There's usually more of them on like a page or an object.
Do I still have the file where Victor drew a bunch of symbols around one of the pictures?
Yes.
I will show that. I know Victor wasn't entirely sure what he was drawing when he was doing it, because it was more of an instinctive thing, but I'll show that to Youngest as well.
Oh, that's Old Farron alphabet. Don't worry, it's not as sinister as it looks. Who wrote this?
Victor.
I knew he smelled familiar. Yeah, this is the language that we learned when we came here first, ages ago. These symbols just mean like he's writing, oh, this could be interesting. Let's link this up with this. And then these symbols make a pattern, and that makes alchemy, and that makes like a reaction happen on the paper so he can see magic things. That's what the alchemists used to do. And the Empress was in charge. She was nice.
Empress?
Yeah, Empress Iamene. You know her, right? You all know who Empress Iamene is. That is the Empress of Old Fair, who was replaced by Emperor Calnus, just as Old Fair fell. She was killed by him, replaced by him, and then everything went terrible when a man was in charge, for unknown reasons. But yeah, she was nice. She kind of, on purpose, accidentally brought us here, and she was nice, and then they kicked us out, and I'm not sure why, but I'd have to ask family about that.
And as she's talking and everyone's attention is to Youngest, as they're talking, Kim is surreptitiously putting things back into her bag.
It's not subtle. You all hear just like clanking as things go back into the bag. But if anyone does anything about it, that's up to you. Exactly. Youngest goes, oh, Victor's getting a headache. I'm gonna have to stop soon. I don't want to hurt him. Quick, do you have anything else you want to ask me while I'm out here? Otherwise I have to leave. Otherwise I'll fry your friend.
Nothing comes to mind. Why don't we give you both a rest?
Oh, that'd be good. But if you have any more of that brain matter, kill it. It's evil, and whoever made it is now my mortal enemy, and I will have to smite them. But also, can you help me go home? Can you help me go home? I don't want to be stuck here. Can I go?
I think that's the end goal here, is to get you out of here onto your side of the thing.
Let me know if you need help smiting that person, because I will do it for free.
Nothing is ever done for free with magic.
Good point. Yeah, the alchemist found that out the hard way. Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll let Victor go. And Youngest starts like tiptoeing back to like towards where Victor is, as if to say, "Okay, I'm going. Anything? I'm going. I'm gone." And the barrier dissipates as Youngest dissipates into Victor, but then you see going into their goo form into the box, and everything goes back to normal. As they go, "Oh, I'm back in here." And Victor is released and is kind of just asleep on his feet. Fully honk shoeing, stood upright, just.
Mason, are there cots around in here? I haven't seen any just yet.
There's some in storage.
I think we might be able to safely unsecure him from this causeway, latch. But in some way, shape, or form, I think we can set him up to rest a little bit over here with some assistance.
Well, there's the sofa and the chaise lounge there as well. I mean, it's decidedly more comfortable than a cot,
Debatable.
You hear from behind a shelf. Cop?
We could also just leave him in the office with Artemis.
That's just rude.
Cop. As Cole hops around the corner. Cop.
She deserves professional privacy. What was that? I'm sorry.
I just said, speak of the devil.
Ah.
This little sweetheart. Don't you dare.
Oh, that's a term of endearment, trust me.
Hops over. Doesn't have a message, but looks at Silas and connects, and you hear, "Artemis would like to see you upstairs, please."
Just me?
No one else hears it. The door is unlocked.
Very well.
Ah! Hops away.
Well, it seems I have I've been summoned to the principal's office.
All of you!
Oh. We've all been summoned to the principal's office.
You see Cole look at Youngest, and Youngest goes, "Don't worry, Cole, we're friends. You don't need to worry about it." Cole goes, see Cole looking, just goes, "Yeah, don't worry, I won't try and escape. Victor's fine. Yes, you're very cute. Okay." And Cole goes, hops out the door and along like the underground passageway you came in from.
Are there like cat tunnels it's running around in?
No, it's running around and just Cole just is there. He's just there.
I mean, I would offer a shoulder for Cole.
Birdhead pokes back around the door.
But does you wish to fly and hop around here?
Cole flies and lands on your shoulder.
Miss Jean Maison, would you mind to carry Mr. Valentine upstairs? The last time I had a venture with someone on stairs didn't go too well.
About that.
Mason shrugs.
I think that is a yes.
Mason looks to see if anyone else is. There's just like a.
I will. I will help Victor.
I know I'm wearing a big coat, but I got pipe cleaners underneath, both above and below. Nothing to help.
Annoyed, Mason will then just grab the scruff and maybe pick up to a certain degree.
Just don't hurt him too bad.
And will partially like drag from behind.
Oh.
I'll pick up Victor's legs.
Okay, good, because otherwise Victor was going to take one body and I've had to text James about it. But yes, you can carry Victor easily up 4 flights of stairs because you two are strong boys and you can do it. Youngest goes, "Come back soon and visit. Let me know if you find that symbol anywhere. I'd like to see it."
It's nice to see my old alphabet.
I'm looking forward to the smiting.
Me too! Ball starts bouncing around the container again. Boom, 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 boom. Keegan, Patrick is back to his... No one else can see Patrick now, and he is back to his green spectral self, and he goes, ah, for fuck's sake. Well, it was good while it lasted.
You couldn't really do anything. You were just in more color at that point, as I'm talking to nothing.
I know, but... Oh, it doesn't matter.
As we're walking back up the stairs, Detective, so all those times that we thought that you were talking to yourself, it was actually to your brother?
I didn't know how to explain that it was happening, and then Victor was able to see Patrick, and then Jazz's notebook was able to record what Patrick was saying, but she couldn't physically see him. So as there were already two of you that were able to see Patrick, I was like, well, I might as well tell the rest. And then things got away from me, and then that happened. So I have a brother. That's something you all know. It's why Artemis referred to us as a group of 7 when we first came together, because I'm pretty sure they can sense, see, hear, unclear to what capacity Artemis is able to know that Patrick is around. But he's my brother, and he helps me solve crimes.
The confusion is less with the brother. That part makes sense. It's the manifestation.
Yeah, that's never happened before. Maybe because we've never been in the presence of such intense bleed, but good to know, I guess, that could happen again. Although none of you could still touch him. So, well, Victor can touch him, sort of, but anyway, just know that if you are ever asking me a question, Patrick is also there and might have an answer himself.
That's good to know. I like that.
Clang, up the stairs, clang, clang, clang. Luckily, Victor doesn't take damage, but clang as you all go up 4 stories of spiral stairs. Cole very, very nicely perched on Silas's shoulder, as a magician and his crow usually do go side by side together. You hear a little whisper in your head, Silas, of, thank you for giving me a lift.
Not a problem.
I get tired of hopping up all the stairs. It's very hard to fly, and it is very kind of you.
Yeah. I got a kindness every so often.
Can I get a head scratch, please? Please.
I take the right hand.
Thank you. Clang, 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 as you get to the top of the stairs in Artemis's office. And they go, it is good you've arrived. I have bad news. And let's all take a break.
Nice.
Of course.
So you come up the metal staircase as Artemis looks at you all as you emerge from behind their desk. Victor being carried by Mason and Keegan, as Kim follows behind with Silas behind her, with Cole currently sat on his shoulder receiving scritches, and then Jazz behind them, probably flipping through her book, realizing that her magic lie detector no longer works, and that's very sad for us all. You rise to the top as Artemis is seemingly prepared, sort of just like some water and refreshments for you after venturing down into the fourth Pharos. You only spent an hour or two down there with youngest, so it's not even lunchtime yet as you emerge. And they go, please, please. Oh, Master Valentine has fallen asleep. That's okay. He can go on one of my sofas, but I need you all to sit down. I've received some bad news from the other Candela circle that was sent out before you yesterday.
And what news is that?
Oh, I've heard it is good practice that everyone sits down before receiving bad news, so I was waiting for you to sit down.
I'll grab some coffee and sit.
There's only water.
Fine.
Artemis sees you looking, goes, Jazz, I'm afraid that there not being coffee is not the bad news. But it seems that the team we sent out to Grey Slate never came back. We had a report that they had arrived safely. They were going to investigate some potential bleed disturbances within patient cells, as is common for bleed to congregate around areas of distress or anxiety and different rifts and tears that we keep an eye on in the flare. But their last check-in, we have not heard back from them for at least 12 hours, and we are all very concerned that they have not returned. This is not for me to say I wish you to go after them. Me and the higher-ups are going to investigate this ourselves for the time being. But there's also something else that has come to my attention from this. And Artemis pulls out some photographs that were taken around Grey Slate. And you notice the symbol. The symbol that was on Alec Desai's hand that youngest has just told you was old, fair, and in nature, that could mean many things without context, was carved into some of the walls, the concrete walls inside Grey Slate at various locations. There you go. I believe this is similar to what Mr. Ballantyne had discovered yesterday when sensing at the murder scene, and I'm afraid these two things are now intrinsically linked. We've decided that youngest will remain here with us. We do not feel there are too many unknowns about youngest for them to be let out at this time, but I feel they will understand, as you have now met them, and they seem very understanding and empathetic towards people, especially humans. But there is also another matter that I must ask you to attend to. I believe multiple of you will be attending anyway. The ball tomorrow, the New Fair Eve ball, yes?
Yes.
Some of you look more enthused about this than others, and I understand. I'm afraid that although playtime is fun at these events, I must also ask for some work on your part. We have had a message from our friends at the Red Hand, which I cannot ask Mr. Ballantyne about at the moment, for he is associated with them, but I will do so later on. But we have received an official invitation to the auction, as there may be some artifacts that Candela would rather be bidding on than them coming into the hands of eons or regular people that do not know what they are doing with such things. I know some of you have invites. An invite has been extended to myself, but I, with my magic, I'm not the best in rooms full of people, as Cole will tell you. Cole nods. So I would like you all to go and look while you are there. And Mason, I would like you, as I believe you are the only one who does not have an invitation currently, to accept this invite on my behalf and attend, since you are the team leader and your colleagues are going anyway.
You can bring Call for your +1.
Cole looks very excited by this prospect.
Artemis, I received the invitation some time ago, but I had not planned on going. A lot of those families are, I'm their personal physicians, and I feel it would be kind of awkward.
Unfortunately, I believe the least of your worries right now, Doctor, is things being awkward. I believe most of your worries are to do with maybe possibly dangerous magical artifacts. And also, you know, people being murdered. And another team going missing. And I do not want that to happen to you, so I'm sending in extra reinforcements. Keegan, your uncle, has already agreed to help since he will be attending anyway. And Cole will also be attending either... He'll be around. He likes to keep a low profile, even though sometimes he does not know when to do so, and Cole looks very unimpressed by this. And Artemis goes, you cannot have your own outfit. You are a raven, and you need to be in disguise. Okay?
It does, of course, have something of a dress code. Perhaps we can put a button on him.
Oh, he has a collection of bow ties that he likes to wear for special occasions. Don't worry. He has something. Oh, and the main reason I want you to go is I also received some photographs of potential things to be bidding on, and I think you'll find this symbol looks familiar once again. Artemis turns a photo around, and you're shown an onyx cube, with one side of the cube having the same symbol on as Alexisai's hand and the one you have just witnessed being written at Grey Slate. A little rectangle with 3 lines with a triangle up top. But this time there are other symbols next to it. They're harder to make out in the photo because this was obviously taken very recently and sent to prospective bidders. They usually send things in advance, but the Red Hand seem particularly interested to get as much information about this particular artifact out to people as possible, for they feel it could be potentially thought over and valuable, therefore driving up the price. And unfortunately, I've also seen this in the evidence photos you provided in our Grey Slate, which I do not believe is a coincidence. But I would like to think that organizations that are either behind the murder, people or persons unknown, as well as those as our enemy organizations, will keep low-key at a high society event such as this, as they will not want to attract attention. Making it easier for us to operate and for me to be more confident that you will not be in as much mortal danger as the last assignment. I am also sending Cole with you this time. You will have extra backup. But I must ask, unfortunately, of this once again, as I stay here and try and find more information from the management and from Youngest about what was going on. Did anything odd happen down there? I was watching, but at some point my vision was blocked for a short amount of time and then came back.
Well,
You're gonna see
I look at
Kim,
Silas.
and you're gonna see Kim kind of like shrink again, like, and just kind of like move toward the door.
Mason's going to move toward the door, interposing.
there was a surge in bleed, Lightkeeper, that multiple things happened, but my brother Patrick became visible to everyone at not fully corporeal, although I could touch him, which was
Really?
yeah, I could. I was able to make contact with him, but nobody else was. Everyone else seemed to experience some form of reactivity to the bleed. And Victor was the one sort of acting as a radio tower for the frequency.
Yes, Youngest did say their channeling abilities are quite strong, hence why he probably needs a nap for a good rest of the day now. But he will be okay. I have experienced this before when people, real life and mediums that are not frauds, have channeled spirits willingly, and I can assure you, I can sense that he will be fine. He is just sleeping. But that's interesting. Oh, so everyone knows about Patrick now.
Yeah, well, Victor and Jazz learned about him on the way to Desai's apartment, and then I just didn't have a chance to sort of talk to everyone else prior to Youngest sort of revealing him to the group. So
Interesting. Do you remember when I told you about bleed having different frequencies when I gave you your bleed detectors? It seems like this has never happened before, no, with Patrick, with bleed. No?
First ghost I've seen, or whatever he is.
He
I
prefers the term specter because he was technically never alive, therefore he wasn't dead.
I have known this to be true, yes. Patrick has told me this before. But different frequencies of bleed can be picked up in different ways. It seems maybe that you and Patrick have an affinity for the bleed given out by Youngest if it amplified him to the extent where even you could touch him and he looks normal. Did anyone else have a reaction such as this? Was anything amplified from the bleed that Youngest gave out from Victor?
Elevated tactical awareness.
Interesting.
And you see Kim move closer to the door.
Mason is now back to the door.
Artemis looks over at Jazz. What about you, Miss Keebler?
Nothing directly affected me as it did some of the others with their affinities, but my notebook was a little bit more effective. And the magician seems to be chugging water, but something was going on with his abilities as well. No parlor tricks. Sincere magic was afoot.
Silas is very cagey, but was it something to do with his arm?
That it was.
I will leave him to explain that to you, but I have known about that he had a scar on his arm for a long time, and it has now been confirmed that it is also a form of bleed that is on his person. Well, it did not harm you, no? Everyone is okay? Okay, good. Youngest did promise that he would not, well, they would not harm you. And he has kept to his word, so it makes me wish to know more about him. But why did my senses knock out? I feel there was some distress and that something changed in the magic at some point.
Youngest was exposed to some brain matter. Maybe we tracked it in on the bottom of our shoes or something of that nature, but we unfortunately brought in some other brain matter from the yesterday's incident, and Youngest had a negative reaction to that seemed to be abated as soon as Silas's magic was able to neutralize it.
Interesting.
And as Jazz is talking, Kim is making her way slowly over the threshold of the door toward the stairs.
Mason has blocked her path as I am in the doorway.
So she's kind of like, you know when someone's like in your way and you're trying to like not touch them but go around them in a weird way?
And Mason's just like, not even looking at Kim, is still looking over towards Artemis, but is like.
So she's gonna go, Mason, please. I just need to step outside just for a moment. Just please.
If there's something you need to say, this room is where it must be spoken.
I don't need to say anything, really. I think I just need some air.
Artemis cracks a window. There is some air.
Right. Okay. All right. Thank you, Artemis. Thank you.
Any other things we can resolve?
No. I will have to go and talk to Youngest again, but I'm glad you're all okay. And everything is very confusing at this time. Bleed affinity is not something I have seen in many Candela circles, let alone every member from one circle seemingly picking up on something from an entity as powerful as Youngest. But please, go and make your preparations for tomorrow. I will not hold you here any longer. I will be here for as long as I can with Cole, unless you would like Cole to come with you. He's very sociable. For the day?
I suppose he could come with us if you need to reach us quickly.
I can always reach you quickly. Don't worry about that. It's just he likes a day out. Cole, you choose what you want to do. I cannot control you. Cole sort of sits on Silas's shoulder and sort of looks back and forth, hops back onto his perch, and you can see he's thinking. His head goes into his shoulders. It's like,
At the very least, my friend, you might be able to keep an eye on Silas for us. He seems a bit rattled by the events downstairs.
Looks at Artemis. Artemis goes, of course you can, Cole. You keep an eye on Silas. They're all your friends. They will not hurt you. He may do it from a distance. I know Silas doesn't like people getting too close, so don't want to invade anyone's personal space unless absolutely necessary. But yes,
Lightkeeper, if I can make this request, if we are able to get any background information on Alex Desai, just if he was I'm curious to know if he was a soldier. I don't know with the proliferation of mindless if that is as important anymore, if more of the public is using the drug. But just a background on him and maybe background on the Kinezkezes, because their son was a soldier. Just to see if there's anything in that sort of information that might help me connect some things.
Detective, what you'll take me for? And hands you 2 folders, one of them labeled Kineskes and one of them labeled Desai. I gathered some more information whilst you were tending to your wounds last night for research purposes. You may take these with you. I have copies.
Thank you, Lightkeeper.
Welcome. Now, away with you. You have a party to prepare for. I believe Miss Keebler and Mr. Locke, there was a message delivered here from Jordan's, a tailor, saying your outfits are ready.
Right.
But I think Mr. Ballantyne should be able to put it on his tab. I will arrange for him to get home safely. With someone who is more discreet than the very nervous taxi driver that dropped him off the other day.
Well, thank you for the message. I'm sure we can pick those up on our way. We'll make certain that it goes to the Valentine Estates tab. Mm-hmm.
They can afford it, don't worry about it.
Oh, they certainly can.
Dr. Mason, have you got an outfit ready for today, well, for tomorrow, that you can get ready by the end of today in order to attend, or would you like some assistance?
Mason looks towards, you said Mason and Kim?
Yes, since you are stood together next to the door right now.
Mason's just looking at Kim, being like, you speak first.
I'm sorry. I don't really think there's anything for me to say. Really, I think I'm gonna go prepare for the ball. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go do.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, unless there was something you wanted me to say, Mason or Artemis. There's really nothing. And she's gonna flick her eyes over to Jazz and Keegan and flick her eyes down.
You hear in your head, Kim, as Artemis continues talking in the room. Doctor, just because you don't have to say something, it doesn't mean that you should not say it. Just so you know from myself that if you withhold anything from this group and from me, that is going to make sure that something bad befalls any of them, you will have to answer to me after that happens. Just a friendly warning.
And she's gonna hear that and physically push past Mason and run down the stairs.
Mason, do you stop her?
No, Mason doesn't actually stop her.
Kim, you are free to leave. Nothing stops you.
Okay.
Well, I will be here for the rest of the day if you need anything, but for now, please go and rest, make some preparations, and do whatever it is you need to do to feel. Go and do something fun. I've been keeping you here with bad news. Go and do something fun, or make friends, or I don't know. I'm going to be here working. Victor, as you watch your friends carry you up the stairs and plop you delicately onto one of Artemis's sofas in the office, you witness the scene of them discussing the bad news. You feel exceptionally tired as you drift in a sort of space between being asleep and being awake in your own mind and body. You hear a radio. White noise, static. You sense, although you don't see it, a vastness around you. And even your thoughts start to echo in the space as you lie here, still aware of the scene that is happening, but also aware that something else is pulling you in a direction that you can't quite explain. There is a presence reaching out to you. It is definitely not youngest. You can't tell if it means well or if it could hurt you. Would you like to lean further into this pull from the beyond?
Would Victor be anything else if he didn't do this?
You know what I want. These are all the sense for me.
Yep. We're gonna burn our final drive on that one.
You sense this could be very important.
That's why we burned a final drive. 4.
4.
But I can blow pop a resistance.
Okay. Reroll your entire dice pool. I'm going to say including the drive, but I'm not sure if that's the correct one for that.
5.
Okay. You feel yourself weightless being tugged along in this subliminal space. Almost like you're flying. And you blink and appear in a familiar scene. Hands on top of an onyx black sarcophagus. Enormous cavern around you with black onyx spikes in front of you, resembling a mouth and reflecting yourself back at you. But this time, you're not alone. As you look to your right, you see a woman, 6'3", dark skin, thick braids of curly hair that have jewelry, gold, silver, bronze, interwoven within them. Gold eye makeup with runes. You can't tell if they're tattooed or painted on her face, in some sort of toga draping robe and dress made out of what looks like pure silk. Standing barefoot, her hand on top of yours, as her other hand is also flat on the sarcophagus. Looking as she turns next to you and goes, "Oh, I did not expect to see you."
Victor kind of gets taken back by it.
And as she speaks, it is both in your head and as she speaks out loud. You can kind of get the intention that the mouth is not moving in the way to match the language that you hear in your mind. It's almost like it's being auto-translated into subtitles and beamed directly into your head. She goes, "I'm glad you came. I hoped someone would come. I apologize. Do you know who I am or where you are?"
I don't.
"Oh. Well, it is an honor to meet you, Alchemist of New Fair. My name is Empress Ayamene, the All-Knowing." And she keeps one hand on yours, puts the other across her chest and bows to you.
Gives her a nod.
"What is your name?"
I am Victor Ballantyne.
It
Of
is
the
a pleasure to
Ballantyne
meet you.
Estates.
Unfortunately, I do not know of your estate. But it has been some time since I've been walking around the city, I think. Would you mind telling me what the year is?
What is the year?
It's
Lightkeeper.
1907.
1907.
Oh, Gosh, it has been a long time. Several millennia. Since my rule. You have heard of Empress Ayamene, the All-Knowing. She was at the pinnacle of old fair when they were using magic to enhance the life of the people. She was a well-known alchemist, a channeler, a magician. But then, through events unknown, was overthrown and killed by Emperor Calanus, whose name now resides in one of the markets, and shortly after his reign, Old Fair fell. You behold the Empress, who ran the foundation of the city you now stand upon that has been built upon its ruins. I suspect you're wondering why you are here.
Very much so.
Unfortunately, I do not know the specifics myself. Although I was adept in magics, I still do not know everything, even though my name was the All-Knowing. What you see here, and she gestures to the object structure in front of you, is my final resting place. And what you see here, and she gestures to the array of spikes of onyx in front of you, as you see both of you reflected, is the moor, the gate.
To the flare.
Yes. If it opens, you can channel spirits and magics through the flare. But alas, that is something we played too fast and loose with, resulting in it being shut and trapping those who may have harmed the population away.
Lightkeeper, I would ask a question. Since I'm speaking to this Empress, her voice, does it resonate at all?
No. It's not a voice you've heard before.
Okay.
It sounds significantly different enough, very regal, very calm. It's not the energy you are used to. And she herself is stood there, seemingly very visible, but obviously not alive.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume you have been here before, even if not physically, as one of your kind can do, yes?
In a dream, yes.
Ah. When you say dream, I would say vision.
I was
Sometimes
sleeping,
shared.
but yes.
Dreams, visions. To me, sometimes they are all the same. But what you must understand is that this gate should not open. The moor needs to remain shut. Otherwise, it could spell disaster for your people, and even disaster for those who would wish to harness power that is coming through.
So why show me this? What does this have to do with me?
I have sensed the presence of the object that will allow this to open. And she moves your hand with hers on top to the opening that you noticed in your last vision of this place. A square opening, smooth, and the only imperfection in the onyx surface. I have sensed more resonance from the bleed that was used to make this object in the city, but have only now been able to reach out to anyone that was near enough or powerful enough to help me, to help the city. Do you know of what object I speak?
No. Unless you're looking at this sarcophagus, which I don't know where it's at.
Deep underground, under a place where many minds seem ravaged by life. And this is where the Kalux would sit.
Kalux.
The Kalux. It was an object that we made to help preserve this place, and also to potentially open the gate if we needed to in the future. But now I see that that was foolish. If the Kalux is found and placed here, the flare will open. Everything could be devoured. I would humbly like to ask for your help to prevent this.
What do these markings mean?
Is there a marking in particular you refer to that you have seen?
He'll mention the same marking that was on Desai's hand.
She looks about herself and her many inkings and points and goes, "This?"
Yes.
And you see it is the same. And she goes, "That marking is one of the markings on the Kalux. But it can mean many things. That's why the symbols around it are important. Its structure holds many possibilities. To close or open. For power to be released or contained. But unfortunately, I am not able to leave this place. For I am the one who keeps it stable."
So how can I help?
I have sensed the presence of the Kalux in the city. And have reached out to as many as will hear me to ask that nobody uses it to open the gate. Whatever happens, it must remain shut. She looks you up and down. Sees your Candela pin. "Oh, you are Candela. Then you must want to keep this shut, yes?"
I want to understand.
I am running out of time. But what would you like to understand? And I'll see if I can help.
No, I want to understand why we need to keep it shut. I want to understand why it was created in the first place. I want to understand what I'm looking for.
Have you encountered any of the Infinite family?
Yes.
Oh. They are here?
One is. Close by.
May I ask which one?
The youngest.
I did not realize any had been left behind.
They're missing their family.
And I take that upon myself to take blame. We used the gate to explore magic, to invite things from beyond the flare here in hopes to understand and maybe even ally ourselves with them for the greater good. We invited, we didn't know who, but the family showed up with their maw. And they worked with us. They helped enrich our minds, allowing us to see beyond our limitations. But then the majority of the Infinite decided that they knew best and started controlling people instead of working with them. We had to shut them away. Otherwise, who knows what could have happened. But it seems one was left behind. They must be so lonely.
Are we sure only one was left?
If one is here, there is a chance that more could be here. The flare is unpredictable. There could be conduits, there could be openings in many places that may have formed over time. but I cannot say, for I am limited in my abilities to reach past this place. She looks down at her final resting place, looking regretful and sad. And I am sorry that I must ask this of you now.
What does the K-Flix look like? I can't help if I don't know what I'm looking for.
If the form has not been damaged since it was lost from this place, what? And she tries to think of the word that matches your language that she can transmit to you. A cube, squares, faces. The size of this opening, perfectly symmetrical in its design, but I do not know where it is. And alas, I fear it is time for me to let you leave.
Let me leave.
Well, you're always free to go, but I sense that you wanted to find me.
I want to find answers.
I hope I can provide some for you. And she starts to walk away from you towards the mouth of Onyx. It was nice to meet you, Victor Ballantyne.
You as well, Empress.
Bows to you. Whatever you do, do not let your power lead you to places you do not want to go, for you are exceptionally powerful. You feel the radio tune as everything snaps out of existence. And you wake up.